Hello, everyone. Welcome to Speakers Bank Podcast, Seniors Edition. Our episode for today is very special because I have two special guests is going to have a conversation with me today. Please join us and welcome Chris and Marco. How are you guys?
Good. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Chris. Nice face mask you have there.
Yes.
Okay, how are you, Marco?
I'm good. How about you?
Not too bad, thank you, and thank you for your time, for both of you that have spent a quality time spending this particular conversation. Now we'll start with Chris. Please kindly share to us your story about.
Okay. I shall start my story. You better ask me some questions.
Yes, of course. Your before the pandemic began. Kindly share to us your first job, like when
Okay.
was your first
My
job?
first. Yep. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear very well.
My first job was I commenced in 1969 after I came back from overseas, and I applied to work in the government. I was working in Defence Service homes from 1969 to 1976. Then I transferred to the Department of Veterans Affairs, where I ended my job there in not 1990, 2004. And then from 2004, I got a job at Crown Casino. And I've been working there for 14 years. And, can I go back to the government? I was
Yes, the
working.
government. The government.
Asked me a question. In the government, I started off as a clerical assistant, and we had to sort of go up higher to get a clerk. And eventually, I ended up a clerk. And when I left the government, I was a clerk class 4, and I was working up the country before I left for about 2 years, just coming home on weekends. And I was working in places like Ballarat. I stayed there for 12 months. I worked in Gippsland. I was working in Morwell, Gippsland. I was there for about 4 or 5 months. Then I worked at the Geelong office. We had offices all around the country. And then when I left in 2004, I retired at an early age, and then I got a job at the Crown Casino, which I worked in food and beverage area. And then, we had a meeting with our union just before the pandemic, or just after the pandemic started. And a week later, they said, we are all stood down on the 31st of March until now. And in this terrible environment, what's happening now, with all these cases rising every day, it is pretty bad and very stressful, and a lot of people are not able to cope. And I feel sorry for the people that are on their own, especially like Mark and that. My wife's sister, she works she's a solicitor, and she was telling my wife that there's been a lot of arguments in that with couples in that have been a lot of family violence. Yeah. So it's very hard to judge. You can't constantly keep working in a garden. You've got to do other things. You've got to occupy yourself. And now with the third stage again, you're limited to what things you can do. Yeah. And you can't occupy yourself 24 hours. You can't keep playing games all day. So if people did the right thing, then we wouldn't have as many cases, unfortunately. But and we don't know how long this is going to last for. This could go to Christmas. This is the thing. But worldwide, the same thing's happening in summer in a lot of those countries, and they've still got the pandemic and lots of cases, and we're the same. But it's only Victoria and New South Wales, but Victoria is doing a bad job. That's the thing. Yep. Okay, do you want to ask me any questions there, Mary?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. That was really impressive from your work history. That's from one place to another. And you also shared to us your overseas job,
Yep, thank
which
you.
is
No
sort of
worries.